Hello, today we are solving Jan 2023 Unit 2, question number 1, Part D. In 2023, the world market price of aluminium is expected to fall to 2 pounds per kilogram. In 2023, all costs will remain the same as in 2022. Okay, all costs given here is for the variable cost they have given. Now calculate the expected contribution per kilogram of aluminium made by each of the 4 mines for the year ended 31st December 2023. In the first part, we had calculated what was the quantity of aluminium they are able to extract. In the second part, we had calculated all the fixed cost. In the third part, what was the profit generated given the variable cost, fixed cost and the revenue. In the fourth part, we are supposed to calculate contribution per kilogram. So the contribution per kilogram or the contribution per unit is going to be equal to the selling price per unit. Okay, the selling price per kilogram minus variable cost per kilogram So that's the formula for contribution. Now let's calculate first the selling price, okay, per unit. They have given the selling price is going to selling price per kg, okay, that they have given. It is 2 pounds per kilogram. It's going to be 2 pounds per kilogram. So let's write for each of them. It is 2 pounds for all of them. Then now we have to calculate the variable cost per unit. So the other variable costs are going to be, okay, so we have to less all of this, less, okay. What are the other variable costs? One is the other direct materials, okay, other direct materials. Then you have the direct labor, and then you have the direct power. Okay, but we need it for per kilogram. Here they have given for the entire quantity they had extracted. Now you take all of this and, okay, for each of them we have to divide per kilogram. Per kilogram extracted for Alcaran was around 3 million aluminium they are extracting. So let's write here the variable cost per kilogram for Alcaran. So that's going to be, okay, all the 3 costs, okay, I am going to divide it by 3 million. Now let's calculate 750,000, okay, 750,000 divided by 3 million, that is equal to 0.25. Now the next one is 3510,000 divided by 3 million. So that is equal to 1.17. And the third one is 100,000, okay, 100,000 divided by 3 million. So that is equal to 0.6. So that is equal to 0.6. So now let's write for the Alcaran, okay, what are the variable costs? You have 0.25, 0.25 and then 1.17 and then you have the power to be 0.6. Similarly, now let's calculate the variable cost, okay, variable cost for Bonitas. we can see Bonitas was able to extract 20 million kgs of aluminium. Okay, so here just replace everything by 20 kgs of aluminium per kilogram. So you have to divide it by how many kilograms they are extracting, 20 kilograms, and the variable cost is given like this. Okay, so the variable cost, okay, variable costs are like this. Everything you have to divide by 20 million. Now let's calculate. So that is going to be equal to 0.24, and this 23,200 divided by 20 million, that is going to be equal to 1.16, and this is 8 million divided by 20 million, that is going to be equal to 0.4, okay, pounds. Now let's calculate the variable cost. Okay, let's write first here for Bonitas. It is going to be equal to 0.24, and then you have 1.16, and then you have 0.4. Okay, these are the variable costs. Now let's calculate the variable cost for cuboid. Okay. So now they have the variable cost like this. Okay, they have the variable cost and the quantity per kilogram, how much they are going to extract. They have been extracting 40 million. So you divide everything by 40 million to get the variable cost per kilogram. 40 million. So okay, so then you have the values like, so that is going to be equal to 0.24, 0.24, and this one is going to be 1.26, and this one is going to be 0.5. okay, so now let's write it here. So 0.24 plus 1.26, then plus 0.5. Now let's write for Dalmore. Variable cost per kilogram for Dalmore. Okay. Now we can see that their variable cost they had given was this. These are the quantities. Okay. And then the amount of aluminium they are producing is 5 million. So you divide everything by 5 million to get the variable cost per unit. Okay, 5 million. So that is going to be equal to 1150,115,000, okay, divided by 5 million. So that is going to be equal to 0.23, 0.23, and then you have 1.20, and then this one is going to be equal to 0.54. okay, so let's write here for Dalmore the variable quantities are, cost per unit are 0.23, and then you have 1.20, and then you have 0.54. Now let's calculate the total of these variable costs or the total direct costs. Okay, total variable costs. So that is per kg. So that is going to be equal to 0.25 plus 1.17 plus 0.60, that is equal to 2.02. Okay, 2.02. And then you have 0.24 plus 1.16 plus 0.4, that is going to be equal to 1.80. And then you have 0.24 plus 1.26 plus 0.5, that is going to be equal to 2. And then it is going to be equal to, and for Dalamore, okay, let's add 0.23, 1.2 plus 0.54, that is 1.97. Now we get the contribution per kg. Okay, so contribution per kg is going to be equal to the selling price, okay, per kg minus this one. Okay, it's going to, so 2 minus, okay, 2.02, so that is going to be equal to, this is negative, okay, this is minus 0.02, and this one is 2 minus 1.8, that is 0.2, and then this one, okay, 2 minus 2, that is going to be equal to 0, 0. Okay, and then the last one, 2 minus 1.97, that is 0.03. Okay, these are the contributions per